All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk a little bit about the PSG Bayern Munich football match that happened a couple days ago. Talking about UCL, uh, I believe that Bayern is wasn't playing well. It hasn't played well for the past month or so. It still is a much better team than PSG. Talking about Bayern specifically, Sané had a horrible game. Cancelo didn't play well either. Was terrible, very very bad. Like he couldn't make like 1 meter passes. So that's a good thing that the coach took him out like very early, didn't let him to play on, because he was a reliability to the team. Also, because of the way Bayern chose to play that match, which was high pressing very hard frequently. Obviously, no team is capable of doing that for 90 minutes. They did very very well to press, but they didn't create any chances. Pretty much no chances were created in the, I would say, in the first half. So Bayern, despite of dominating the match for the longer period, they didn't create many chances. They scored a goal in the second half, like early in the second half, but they didn't have that creativity that they usually have. Partly is because of two key players that I said. Actually, there were many of those players. Uh, Cancelo was really bad, terrible. I would say that Kimmich was making a lot of mistakes as well. Sané didn't play well, so the team was playing, very high, very physically, but they couldn't make it happen. Coman was excellent, I would say. Coman, the Ligt, the Ligt is a turtle, but he's a very good player. He can pass very well from both legs. Very valuable player. Pavard was red carded after some time as well, like towards the end, because uh, of of a foul that he actually deserved the second yellow, and so he was uh, red carded, sent off. And Goretzka didn't play, that good either. So Bayern had like an average game, yet they managed to win. So the Bayern fans, they're probably going to expect a much better playing and performance from their team in the next match. Now let's talk about PSG. PSG, they haven't had a coach for a long time. If you tell me that Pochettino is a coach, I would say that he's an apprentice of a coach. Second thing, this Gaultier guy is terrible. He's horrible, to be honest with you. It's hard to be criticizing people like that. But I mean, if you have Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar, three of the best players, attacking players, creative players, technical players in the world, and you play that poorly, at home. But you also have Hakimi on the right back, which is an excellent right back, attacking wise. And then you have Nuno Mendes, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember his name. On the left side, excellent player, excellent player. And yet, with these five players, with Verratti in the middle, they can't make a team play well. It's amazing that for the whole season, they can play well. They usually win because of Mbappe, Neymar, Hakimi, Messi, or Nuno individually, not because of collectively. They don't have a team. And the reason why they don't have a team is because of the coach. And talking specifically about this game, it was embarrassing to see how a team like PSG, for 5, 6, 7 minutes at a time, couldn't leave their first half, their defensive field. It was amazing to see that. Bayern was pressing very high, and they wouldn't be able to get out of their field, their defensive side. So that's embarrassing, very embarrassing. So anyway, there is one thing I tell about Bayern and PSG. It's not over yet, because we could see a sample of what 15 minutes of Mbappe can do to a match. PSG was No team was falling apart. Neymar couldn't do anything. Messi couldn't do anything. Nobody was doing anything. And because Coman was on the right side, was on the top of Hakimi, and Hakimi didn't win one single challenge against Coman. He couldn't go forward. He couldn't go forward. So he was completely uh, annihilated by the by Bayern. So he stayed in the back. So the whole team stayed in the back. But when Mbappe came on and he played like how he usually plays, it was a complete turnover of how a match can be played. Immediately, because of his fighting spirit, because of his dedication, because of his will to make something happen, he made things happen. He scored a goal, was offside. He made an impact at the game right away. There was no in between or waiting 10 minutes. No, it was right away he made the impact on the game. So, and if Bayern playing the way they play, pressing high with Mbappe, which is one of the fastest, if not the fastest player, with that much space to run, Bayern is not going to go forward. They're going to they're going to stumble into PSG, which has no team, but has three key players, 4 or 5 key players that they can decide a match, even if they play at home. With Mbappe playing, the tactics and the strategy has to be completely different. So we'll talk about Bayern and PSG next time, but I believe that Bayern has maybe 75% chances of passing on this. If they don't pass, it's because what I just said. With Mbappe pressing high, it's not going to work out. Take care, fellas.